Hi, thanks for checking out our channel. Here's going to be most likely a testing video. We'll hope for a repair, but we'll just have to see what happens. This is American Farmworks 240 mile unit. This is a model that's sold, or a brand that's sold at Tractor Supply. This American Farmworks 240 mile is identical parts on the inside as a Zareba 200 mile, or a Blitzer, or a Red Snapper, or a 5-shot 200 mile unit. They just happen to brand it as American Farmers at Tractor Supply, but the guts are identical to a 200 mile Zareba. The case is different, but the guts are identical. Now, the bad thing about this brand and those other ones I was talking about is there are no more service parts being offered from the manufacturer of these things. The parent company, whose name is Woodstream, they own those brands. They also own those wooden mouse traps you see at the feed stores and Walmart. You know, those wooden mouse traps, the old school looking ones. Woodstream owns that company too. They own some other ones as well. But anyways, back in November 1st of 2023, that was a cutoff date of when they were going to stop offering service parts. So that's the bad thing. Unfortunately, no more service parts. So now we're a year well past that now, year and a few months as a recording of this video. And getting one of these fixed is almost not quite impossible, but it's getting difficult. And the customer that sent this to us is aware that we've basically got a 50-50 shot at fixing this, because I mean, there's some retrofitting that we can do. I don't always like doing that. What we'd probably offer him, if we can't fix this, is just maybe build him a unit, build him a better one. How old is this unit? Shit, it's not even that old. Look at the serial number on the back of the case. That long number there, that's the serial number. The 22 is the year it was built. I think the 12 or the 22 are there. That's like the week or the day or the month of the year. So it was somewhere early mid 2022 is when this was built. So they probably bought it in mid-late 22 or early 23, depending on how long it's on the shelf. So it didn't get that much use out of this thing. You know, a couple of years, give or take. And these only carry, you look on the website, it just says 3-year warranty on the package. But read the fine print, a little asterisk next to it. It says when registered online, and you have to do that registration with the unit within 30 days of buying it, or you only get a 1-year warranty on the thing. And you'll definitely want that 3 years, because what they're doing, if it fails outside of or fails within warranty time, the manufacturer just sends you a new one. They don't want the old one back. You just got to prove to them, verify, whatever, with them that it's under warranty. And once they can verify that, they get your name and address and send you a new one. Let's get this back case off. There's all the guts to it. Now we're going to unplug the capacitors, which are on this back case up here. I mean, this unit looks really nice inside. So the capacitors are strapped up inside there. There goes the rest of the screws. So set that over there off the side for now. Let's get all these screws picked up that I dropped. They just didn't want to come out of the case when I was loosening them up. They just kind of stayed in there. So let's... should be a few more. There they are. I don't know what the note on it was. Just the guy's, here, what's it say? This is a name and address, but no, nothing other than that. So, okay, on 120 mile American Farmworks, it's basically got half the guts. It's got just like a lower half. If you look at everything's almost the same, you know, between the upper and lower half. But if you look at the long board here, long board has all this stuff here, and it doesn't have it up there. So that's the other difference. But these boards, these two boards here, and these two boards are identical. These two transformers are identical to each other. The capacitors are identical to each other. They basically take 200 miles or 120 mile units and just bridge them, to daisy chain them together in parallel to make one big unit, basically, or in series, whatever they're doing. So where do we start on testing this thing? Well, the first thing I like to do on the 120 mile or the 240 mile units, the biggest problem with them are the transformers. They're junk. They shock really good when they work, but they don't hold up very well long term. So the primaries are on the transformer. The input power coming in to the transformer, that is your primary side. The secondary side is your output. So we always check the primary first with on the ohm and out. On an electric fence box, the primaries on most fence chargers are all the same concept. They are a closed loop to allow the board and capacitors to discharge into it, because your clicking sounds come from these. These transformers are what make the ticking noise on an electric fence charger. The people, all the capacitors, it's relays. No relays. The capacitor doesn't make the clicking sound. It's being discharged by the boards, and when that power goes from here to here, when it passes through, that's a click, and it goes across. So these have to read very low ohms, less than 1 ohm, and we are reading 2.4 meg ohm, which is basically an open. I'll check this other one. That one's good. See, that one's at 0.5 ohms. That's good. That's what's supposed to be, between 0.1 and 1 ohm. This one, check it again. So I'm going to hold it with my stomach here. I want to get the phone kind of, oh, here, I'll lift it up here. It says 2.4, see that big capital M right there? That stands for meg, like millions. So 2.4 million ohms. So it's basically an open. So this transformer is what seizing the whole thing up, why it won't pulse. That's a problem. So now when the primary goes on either one of them, since they're both tied together with all this wiring here, it's going to affect 9 times out of 10 or better, it's going to affect this board here, because there's these FCRs on here. There's 6 large ones and 2 small ones. There's 1 small one on this 200 mile. The small one down there, little black thing here, which, oh, there it is. That one there, that one doesn't go bad that often. It can, but not common. But he's got these 3 big SCRs, or they're labeled SCR 1, 2, and 3. There's 1 and 3 are up the top, and the SCR 2 is this bottom one. Same as over here. It almost always blows out that bottom one, even though it looks good. You got to test them. You can't just base it on looks. So, because people will call, like, oh, I opened up my unit today and I don't see nothing burnt, nothing smells funny, nothing burnt, but dumb thing won't work. Like, well, you can't always assume you're going to find something burnt or broken or discolored. You know, you look at this thing like, why doesn't it work? You got to test it and find out. You know, figure it out. So we know the transformer, this transformer is bad. Now we'll check the secondary side of this transformer, because the primary could be good, but what the secondary side's bad, you know, then really screwed. So the secondary side's your output side. There's 4 tabs on this one, but we're just going to test across a couple of them here. Should be about 10 ohms, and we're getting 9.6. I mean, on this type of transformer, they all vary. Now this side won't really matter on this one because the primary is bad, but see, the secondary side's fine. We're almost reading 10 ohms, so the primary got hot and burned up. So, so now we need to check. We'll go ahead and we'll check, just because it's easy to do. We'll check these 2 boards here. You got, see, the old ones had black resistors in the middle, and these ones are kind of blue. It doesn't matter the color it is. That's the difference I see just from working on these things. So the two white resistors are 7.5 ohm, and the middle one's 68. So it should be right around, 7.5 to 8 ohms. Middle one should be 68, give or take. And then you have 2 little thermal cutouts, thermal fuses, bad glare. they're tucked down between. This is a little barrel-shaped thing right down there. That's a thermal cutout on a thermal fuse. Should read like a fuse if it's good. So that one's good. That one's good. That's good. There's a fuse. That's good. Big resistor in the middle, 68. Yep, that's good. Next thermal cutout. That's good. That's good. So both those boards are fine. Now we got to change out our test SCR. So now we're set our meter to the diode setting, which is that little something at my door. It's a cat wanting in. It's like 30 degrees outside Fahrenheit. Alright, what was I doing? Okay, it's testing these SCRs. So to test an SCR, you put on your meter on the diode setting, which is that little triangle symbol with the line on the end of it. That's a diode symbol. So there's 3 SCRs with these big black ones here. There's 2 small diodes with the little black thing with the white stripe. There's also a resistor there. We want to test all of them because if you're testing 1 or 2 things, you might as well test everything. So always forget, because you know, if you don't use it, you lose. I always forget which way to put the meter on here. You got to put on one way to read, one way it won't. So if you're looking at these SCRs, the middle, the back metal piece, the hole is the same, electrically the same spot as your middle leg. So to make things easy to test, I put one lead on the little hole and one lead on one of the outside legs. So it should beep and give you a number. The number's going to vary, of course. So if you put the meter the other way, it won't read anything at all. So, which is fine. It's what it's supposed to do. So now I'll put a meter. So that SCR is good. Put a red lead on the middle. Okay. Now those 2 SCRs are fine. We'll check this diode. Your black is on the stripe side. On the stripe, and the red lead is on the opposite side, which is non-stripe. So that's good. So let's go and check that the resistor. I think it's a 10 ohm resistor. Yep. All right. We'll go back to the diode setting. Now this is the bottom one's a primary SCR. The other 2 are there to kind of help share the load. So this bottom one's usually the one that goes best. So what did it do before? Right when the red lead on the middle, black lead on the outside, it beeped, gave us a number. So I'm going to put a red lead on the middle, black lead on the outside. It probably won't read anything. Nope, doesn't read a thing. So that bottom SCR is bad. We'll go ahead and we'll check there's a little diode down here below it. We're going to check that. That's good. Check the resistor. Yep, that's good. Alright, let's go and check this resistor real quick. Check that one down there. Okay. Check that diode. Check this diode. Oops. That diode up here is bad. Okay, well, let's say if I reverse the leads, put the red on the stripe and the black on the non-stripe side, it should not beep at us and give us a number. You see, that diode is shorted out. Alright. Okay, that SCR is good. That diode is, that top SCR right there is bad. Okay, so we've got 3 bad SCRs, 2 over here, 1 over here, and 1 bad diode, and a bad transformer. So we got a few things that are wrong with this thing. Now I don't have any new transformers. I've got some good spares. We parted out, if be the right word, or out of a unit someone couldn't fix for a customer. And I said, oh, I'll just keep it for parts. All right. Well, here's a part from one of them. So I got a good spare transformer. So we're going to unplug some wires. Alright, now we've got to put my light back on so I can see a little bit better. Alright, solder iron's still warmed up from a repair I did earlier, so now we're going to get the desolder braid. We'll get this transformer pulled out of there in a minute. It's free to come out. Alright, so now we need to remove the bottom SCR. Hopefully, doing all this work solves the issue of this unit not running. I'm not going to bother testing capacitors because these things are like 3 or 4 years old, and those I've seen those capacitors be 10 plus and still read pretty good. Ow. So I'm not going to worry about those and test them, but no reason to. Okay, that cool off for a second. Let's unplug. Let's get that out of the way for a second. Let's turn this board that way, and I can get to it easier. Alright, so the top diode here is bad. Top SCR, or the one on the right, top right was bad, as you're looking at from the back. So we're going to pull solder off all that. Okay, I think that one will come off. So now we're going to go to this bottom SCR. Come on. Alright, let's see if all these things come out. If not, I may have to pull a little more solder off of stuff. So we'll grab this bottom SCR right there. It should. There's that one. So that one's bad. I mean, look at it. Looks fine. But it tests bad. Let's see if we can just grab this SCR here. There's that one. Hopefully this diode just pops off there. I got a screwdriver underneath it. It's pretty close to the board. There's one of the legs isn't moving, so it's still stuck to the board with solder, so I gotta there's still a bit of solder on there. I think there's some. Oh, come on. All right. Okay, SCR time. There's the SCRs we're going to stick in there. And then we need diode. All right, diodes do go in a certain way because they do have a not really a polarity, but a way they're supposed to be installed based on how it's. Oh no, the good thing is this board, excuse me, has like symbols on the board which way it goes in, which makes it easy. Install these SCRs. Alright, so now we can solder things back on, not that they're all in there. God damn, it's hot. Let's get the bottom SCR first. Come on. Okay, one more spot. All right, let's snip off the excess of those leads. Okay. Alright, now we can put these boards back up here. Okay, we'll take this transformer here and we're going to stick it right there. This is the other factory new one, or factory one that was in there. I'll put the good spare one up here since the primary transformer is doing most of the work is this one here. So I'll put the newer of the two right here because that transformer there is just a good used one. Okay. Now I'm going to whoops. This wire goes right here. We'll take this. Get out of here. Take this transformer, put it right. One thing we're going to do extra to this transformer, just because they did it to this one. This is an early one, and the old ones didn't have all this goop. Well, they have some right there, but later ones they put a little bit right here. So we're just going to take this goop and put some more of it on there. Okay, and then once it hardens, it'll be like a rock. Okay. Okay. Start wiring everything else back up. You gotta put these two boards in there. We'll do that in just a second. Let's get these wires plugged back onto the transformer. Take this, put that down there. This one goes here. Come on. All right. That wire in the right spot. Change that. I was stuck on there pretty tight, and basically I almost had to break it to get it off there. I'll crimp on a new female spade connector onto it. There, this goes here, that goes there. All right, now we're gonna get the capacitors wired on, plugged on, whatever. So come on. Come on. There's one. Get on there, stupid thing. There we go. Okay, let's close this lid. Flip it over. Let's plug it in, plug it in. Let's see if it goes to working or not. Let's hope that all this work I did fix their issues. Turn the power strip off, plug this in. Power strip's going to come on in 3, 2, 1. My outlet's a little weak. My outlet's a little loose. You can see the light flashing there. I need to change out that power power strip I've got. It's like has like a built-in light. And I've had it for like 10 years. And those outlets are wore out. I need to replace. I got a new power strip with lights. I've got one at the house I've had for like 6 months. I just haven't got brought out here to replace it yet. It's still in the box. All right, we'll go ahead and we'll check the output here. .5 kV roughly. Between 8.5 and 9 is right around the 9,000 volt mark. All right. Now this one we've got her whooped now, so I'll put the screws back in it. I'll pull off the side of it, run for a little bit, but we'll with the load. But we'll call the customer up and give them a quote. I'm sure they'll fix it. And it's gonna be cheaper than buying another new one. They just got to be aware that these things aren't the greatest piece of equipment out there, but there's about 5,000 tractor supply stores nationwide, and every single one of them sells this model, this brand. So, but, well, I appreciate you checking our channel, and I'm going to get all the screws picked up and put it back in little holes, this is kind of a pain because the old ones only had 8 screws. These ones had about 20 or something, I don't know, a lot more. So, it is what it is. It's what it is. It's what it is. But I appreciate you checking this out. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the thumbs up button. Tell your friends. All that fun stuff. And we'll move on to another one. I'm missing some screws here. I'm missing one. I'm actually missing 2. Doesn't matter. I've got a drawer full of them. Parted out a lot of these junk things of this model and stuff. But anywho, we'll talk to you later on and have a good rest of your day.